Dignitas Academy lead the series 2-0 and are on match point to make it to grand finals, guaranteeing a top 2 finish in Proving Grounds for summer of 2022. Swiper, is this series going how you expected it to? Because you did predict Cloud9 3-2. Did you have the reverse sweep plan?
I mean, not at all, man, to be honest. Like, it seemed like C9 had a really good start to the game. Like, I think mid was 3-0, and the game should have probably been in their hands from that point, but Dig just still finding a way back into the game. Specifically, Insanity and Neo, I think, are, like, really showing up today. So, I mean, it was a pretty dominant performance by them overall, to be honest.
Yeah, we didn't actually get it on camera, unfortunately, due to technical issues, but there was a triple kill for the Silas. Copy started that game with a triple kill, and then Insanity comes back and solo kills him later in lane. Like, it was insane, the turnaround.
Yeah, it was completely crazy. I was mind blown.
Well, that's obviously how the series is going for right now. We're gonna do a new segment here that we're gonna have maybe. This is probably what Joshi was saying at the beginning of the show, towing the line with too much fun. But we'll see how it goes. Because Swiper, there's 2 things that I knew about you. When Kelsey was like, all right, we're going to have Swiper on as our guest. He's incredible. You're going to love him, Kangas. I was like, all right, what should I know about Swiper? Show me 2 things. 1, that you like to lift. And 2, you got a lot of tattoos. So can you demonstrate, can you show the audience what your tattoos look like? Let's see how tatted up Swiper is.
Alright. I mean, it's just so I got my
it's
Nah
a
here.
Nar tattoo.
Yeah. So it's like Midi Nah and Mega Nah. So just kind of some champions I'm known for.
Sick.
Yeah. So here, if we can do it, how are we doing
this?
Is
that Maokai?
You can kind of see King Trinity here. So it's like,
okay, I can see it. Yeah.
You can kind of see like he's holding the sword here, and the sword's like on this side here.
Oh, yeah, I see the fist with the hilt. Yeah. That's cool. And is that Maokai up there?
We got some Maokai here with a little sapling down there. So yeah.
All right, Swiper, this is insane.
Champions.
That is very cool tattoo art. So what we're gonna do here, in the spirit of that, is do a new segment that we like to call Tattoo Parlor. Where we were watching that last game, obviously, and based on how the players performed, we're going to draw tattoos that we think, represent their play from that last game. But we're not going to hold all the fun for ourselves. We're going to bring the casters on here and have them join us as well. So let's get Rafa and Cubby to join us as we try this brand new segment. First off, Rafa, you have a tattoo also, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not as impressive as Swiper's whole arm, but I did... see if you can.
Oh, that's cool.
See that.
That's Swain's Raven, right? Clearly, yeah.
No. So the story behind this is when my grandmother passed away, I got this so that I could always remember her.
Oh,
really
that's
sweet,
so
man.
wholesome. I love that. Okay. Well, that's a great reason to get a tattoo as well, Rafa. Cubby, we can't show your tattoo, unfortunately. It's not appropriate for the podcast. So, with that said,
I'll say.
we're going to do, based on a couple of prompts, okay? So I have a couple of players, and Swiper, in his tattoo expertise, has assigned to them different tattoos that we should draw. So, we're going to start with Shaden on Cloud9, who was close to 100% kill participation by the end of that game, and was at one point 100% kill participation for his team, always scrapping. So, of course, we're going with the classic knuckle tattoos, all right? So, a letter on each knuckle. We're all going to paint knuckle tattoos for Shaden, all right? So, I have no idea how this is actually going to look here, but we're all going to transition on our screens. It's just going to be a bunch of white across. All right.
See how this works.
So my strategy... My strategy is I think that you got to start with the knuckles, right? Oh, we're leaving. Rafa's not joining us. There we go.
Hang on. I had to.
Yeah, wait. What's actually on screen? There we go. Okay, so let's do the knuckles.
So do we have to draw the knuckles, or are we just like drawing the tattoos?
I'm doing the knuckles. I'm definitely doing the knuckles. Okay, and then here's the thumb. Here's the thumb. Okay.
How am I doing?
It's okay.
Okay.
You get to see my workflow.
Oh, I only have one fist. I only have oh, I drew it way too big. All right, we're just gonna, maybe we'll just do one. There we go.
I do need a thumb for this one. All right, because we're gonna go.
Okay, now I gotta think of 4 letters. I actually gave 0 thought into this ahead of time, so I have no idea. Let's go.
Oh god.
Oh no, I just,
all right, we got one.
I don't think I should do the one that I was first thinking of. Okay, all right. Oh no. Now I have all the pressure. Okay. So we're gonna go rock. Boom. There we go. Because it's hard, right? It's like it's solid. It's aggressive. He's a rock of the team. And that's what I'm going for. I don't know. Let's take a look at some of the other ones. What's everybody else got? This is actually pretty uninspiring. What? You got one on the thumb? Wait, is this Cubby?
Yeah, we had to incorporate the thumbs because I couldn't think of 4-letter words. So we got Diego,
incredible.
And then Smite, just because Smite encapsulates all, you know?
Yeah, sure. I was playing Poppy that game, but I'll take the Viego. Let's see, Rafa, what have you got so far? Have you finished yours?
We should be playing Viego. That's what we're saying. Champ?
No, there's not supposed to be a thumb tattoo on these.
I like you said on all 5 knuckles each.
I said 4 knuckles. There's 4 knuckles.
No, you can posture it so that there's 5 if you like break your thumb.
I've never seen one of those. Yeah, that would be very
uncomfortable. Like on the nail.
Nail? Yeah. All right. Let's see what Swiper's got. Swiper, let's.
I mean, I went with a really simple one, you know. Like I mean, like the drawing's not good. But at the same time,
I can't believe
isn't there a guy on IMT called Chad? So I kind of.
I can't believe that you're making Shaden get a knuckle tattoo of his old roommate. That's
that is kind of weird, actually. That's good. I love it though. Okay, I think Swiper might win just because you understood the assignment, and I think that worked right. Okay, all right, Rob.
This is another case where Kangas is terrible at hosting and explaining the game rules.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. Well, how about next one? Let's go into the next prop here. All right, 4 boxes. Everybody on screen together. Okay. So we just did for Shaded. Next up, we're going to do Neo and JJ. And we're doing a lover's tattoo for the bot lane that absolutely popped off in that last game. All right, Ralph is not even going to show us his face again after beating me so hard.
No,
a wise choice, Rafa. A wise choice.
Zaya and Rakan are both,
Do you realize how
5
difficult
digits.
it is to switch scenes at this point with my workflow? It's a mess.
I guess I didn't walk Rafa through the
Producing is
technical
hard. Shout out to producers because your
limitations
job
of this.
is underrated. Please
All
give
right,
love to producers.
let me show Rafa and everybody at home how easy this is. Boom. Okay, now we're gonna draw lover's tattoos for Neo and JJ. Okay, I'm thinking I already have an idea for this one. Swiper might go for the same one because we were talking about this.
Where are we putting this? Where are we putting this?
I think this one goes on the heart. Goes right over the heart.
Oh, that's gonna hurt. Oh, right on the chest.
Oh wait, wrong color. I got the wrong color. Oh no.
Well,
okay, oh, no,
actually,
no, production. I'm not ready. No.
This is kind of sick because JJ already has a Thresh tattoo. Fun fact.
Oh really?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, mine's not correct on screen. Whatever. We're just gonna roll with it. Okay. So the idea behind this is it's supposed to be kind of like stereotypical tattoos, right? Like nobody has like original tattoos. Even Swiper, like yeah, they're cool, but let's be honest, it's just League of Legends champions. Like
it's just League of Legends, yeah.
It's just League of Legends champions. So this is mine. I'm actually pretty proud of mine. I think that y'all are gonna be blown out of the water here. How thick do we want to make? There we go. Yeah, we're doing the classic knife. The knife through the heart. Actually, wait. Now that I think about it, this isn't romantic, is it? This isn't really a lover's tattoo. This is more like betrayal. Whatever. We'll fix it. We'll just do like.
That's all right.
like
We'll do better than you, Kangas. It's fine.
N plus J, and then an infinity sign. There we go. L plus J. No, producer just said New Jersey. That's not what the intention was, but close enough. There we go. Let's see what you got, Cubby. What's your tattoo for Neo and JJ?
This is a Braum shield with a Poro on top. That's it.
Not Brahm's face. Okay.
It's supposed to be a Poro.
So is this JJ getting the tattoo, or is this Neo getting that tattoo?
The idea is that Neo gets this one, then JJ gets another, but I can't think of I can't think of one for Aphelios. It'd probably just be like a half moon. I don't know.
All right, fair enough. Let's see what Rafa's got, and if he decides to flame me again. Oh, I like it. The half moon. Perfect.
That's poorly drawn.
I'm a terrible artist, but the concept is that the Vengeance Brothers, where Neo plays Callista and JJ plays Thresh. And so it's the Callista Spear and the Thresh
I like it.
hook. Yeah.
I like that. That's pretty good. Okay, cool.
And what I would have done is, like, if you put, like a faded out, like, handshake right here. Or the... What is it? The... you know, where people are grasping each other's hands. I don't know how
like
to
a handshake or something.
Yeah, well, it's a strong handshake, but like that's supposed to be
the firm handshake. Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
firm handshake. Yeah.
You
All
mean
right, let's see what you got,
the
Swiper.
Iconic, like.
I mean, we're
Rocky
going with
one?
a really cringe. It's really cringe, but like it does the job, you know. It does the job.
I like how, like, based on the 3D image here, it's kind of like the arrows going through the top half of the heart. It's not like piercing through and then going behind. It's both.
Yeah, we made it.
That's
Like,
amazing.
we just went for it, you know. We went for it.
I love you. So clearly this is Neo getting the tattoo. All right, cool. We got time for one more prompt here before we get ready for pick and ban of game number 3. So the final prompt that we're going to draw, this one's for Insanity, okay? Because Insanity was an absolute monster. Alpha Predator. So in that vein, we're going to draw a predatorial animal. Any stereotypical animal that you can think of. Could be a lion, could be a wolf, could be whatever. Could be just Cubby. There we go.
Okay.
Wow. Let's take a look. So Swiper had an idea for one, so I'm not gonna steal his. I'm gonna go for my own here, and I will say I think this might be the most cursed image that I ever draw because I'm not good at this particular prompt.
Oh, this is not good. This is not a good start.
Yeah, I could
good.
already tell you that mine's not looking great either. You know what? We're just gonna speed run it because I think that makes for better content. So this is the fluffy tail, and then this is the first hind legs, and then the front legs, and it's a wolf, baby. Let's go. Oh, I don't know what this is. That's the fur. There we go, and then the angry eyes. Haha. And then the teeth. Yeah. Boom. It's like a wolf outline, and we'll have like a little moon up here, like up in the sky, and he's howling at the moon. There we go. That's the most cursed image I think I've ever seen. So let's get this off your screen. Cubby, what you got?
Oh, it's not better. 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 I was gonna draw a fox. You played Ari that game on the flanks, and I could have used some orange. Yeah, it's not good, but this is my masterpiece.
This is in fact a masterpiece. I really hope that this is tattooed on Insanity's body at some point in his life. Rafa, let's see what you got.
I hope not. I'm sorry, Insanity.
I also was going for a wolf.
It's the front profile, or not profile, just the face, just the front face of the wolf.
Yeah, his snout is a little too long though. Now that I'm looking at it, or I didn't make his eyes.
It's kind of alligatory, but you know, I see what you're going for.
Alligator wolf. That's like a every like 10-year-old's dream animal fusion.
Oh,
that sounds lit. It's like a
I guess...
Power Rangers villain right there. All right, let's take a look. Swiper, what you got?
Guys, let's just go next. Let's go.
Okay.
Is this real? Is it real? It's a lie.
It's definitely scary. It is terrifying. I will give you that.
I mean, if you're getting a solo kill after your enemy is 3-0, you know, like you gotta look a bit scary to be honest. So
fair enough. Fair enough. That performance from Insanity was, of course, clutch. So let's bring it back and get out of this cursed content that
that's why Swiper's the artist.
Clearly, we should have prepared a little bit more for. One day I will draw a masterpiece live on broadcast. That's my mission. Yeah, clearly.
If I can get like one of those like tablets that connect to the PC, I might have a better chance. I'm not like an amazing drawer, but I definitely prefer it than using a mouse, you know? So.
You know what, Rafa? You did a fantastic job, and I appreciate you playing along. And also, you're welcome for taking so long in the first 3 that we didn't have to do the 4th one, because I was gonna say copy as an X's name that you regret, so you cover it up into something else. But we don't have time for that one. We do have to get into game number 3, elimination in the upper bracket on the line for Cloud9 Academy, and a finals appearance for Dignitas Academy if they get one more win. So, Rafa, Cubby, take it away.
Oh, I'm taking a Kangas, but the question is, are Dignitas going to take it in this final game? Or are they just going to get a clean sweep of Cloud9 Academy, or will Cloud9 take the reins of the momentum back in their favor and start showing some signs of life?
It's been an impressive series from Dignitas so far. I know that we kind of got thrown into that second game the way that I might have been thrown into the day as well. But hey, Dig, they're stepping up to the occasion, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that what Swiper highlighted, what we were talking about a lot in that cast, Insanity Neo, their ability to follow up on the engages that their teammates had were so good that game. As we were diving in to our last draft, a lot of marksman focus over on the Neo to try and get another Jinx Aphelios matchup.
I'm very, very amused by this focus, but they let the Yuumi ban go through, and now Dignitas have an opportunity to just lock this in. And with Poppy already taken on the table, unless you flex it to Darshan and took a Vi for Shaden, there is very little answers that you can take into locking down what could potentially be something like of a Yuumi Zeri combo or Yuumi any other marksman.
Just buy support, man. It's fine. We've seen it this tournament.
Well, but that's a Skytech special, man. No one else can rock that.
Yeah, Skytech has the tech. We'll see if we've yet to see anyone else grab that, but at the moment does look to be Perry's I would say comfortable. I don't want to say signature yet. I feel like Perry hasn't played enough on the Volta-Bear to have signature, but it's the bear for Perry, who is also, by the way, fun fact, trying to replicate something that Chad did as a jungler here, which is get promoted directly in the Proving Grounds on the Academy team and make it to Grand Finals early. That is the move here. Yes, as Chad, of course, did win all of Proving Grounds with 100 Thieves Academy, stepping in, subbing in for Kenby in the summer of last year. Perry trying to do the same. And fun fact, when Perry was starting off, him and Chad actually have a pretty good working relationship from talking with those two. Chad was helping him early on with some mechanics when he was like playing an EGP and just some champ stuff. They're spitballing a lot. So actually pretty cool to see Perry trying to do something that Chad has accomplished, is still trying to accomplish in this tournament, but returning this pick ban. We have bot lanes taken, as it is Tom and Jerry for Dignitas, and it is King and Destiny. I would say two of the most comfortable champions that they've really had throughout their entire career, whether it's Oceanic, whether it's NA, even in Proving Grounds. We've seen a lot of success for Destiny's Rakan and King's Tristan in the few times he has decided to pull it out.
Now, I just want to make sure I'm seeing the Zeri on my screen, not the Twitch, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
We're good.
Okay. So for Cloud9 Academy, this Tristana Rakan bottom lane, this is a far cry from the Nautilus games that Destiny had, and it's shifting up the level of power and agency that King will have, assuming this is King's Tristana that we're seeing in terms of when to go for all-ins, and they want to be a super aggressive bot lane. If you compare that up with Shaden in the early levels of the game, I mean, yes, Zeri and Yuumi get super scary later the game goes on, but in the laning phase, that can be exploited.
Yeah, you can destroy them early. And very early on into Zeri's, I guess, competitive play, we did see Tristana be one of the counters to Zeri because of the amount of pressure he can put down in the early levels. So we will see if that's something that C9's bot lane is up for. Very important to look out for. But at the moment, a couple of mid bans. This has me assuming that we're going to see another Ahri here, potentially from Insanity, given the Victor and the LeBlanc bans. So I'm curious to see if C9 decides to take that Ahri away from Insanity, who was so good at it in the last game.
So far, it's not going to bite. Dignitas Academy can once again just blind pick Ahri. It has worked all 3 games for Insanity, and now this allows Gamsu to have his counter pick of choice, who, when he has been given counter pick, he has been able to, put up a above average standing. I mean, Gamsu has been able to just be a solid rock and a very good team player, and steps up to the carry role when he is called on for it.
At the moment, it will be Orianna for the side of C9, as very sound team fight composition coming out from C9. A lot of AoE ultimates between the Ori, the Rakan. There is some wombo combo potential too, especially if they grab the Nara, which will be the lock-in. I gotta say, I think for Gamsu, it just might be an Ornn. Just to have a tank, give more frontline to the Zeri. Ornn would get a lot of value here if that wants to be the call. But, okay.
Baby. So, you said you wanted to ask for frontline. It would have given more primary ways of engage for Dignitas, but this is banking on them being able to get to the objectives first, because if they are the ones setting up the traps and the space, you have to walk through face checking Ahri, you have to walk through barrels, you have to walk through cannon barrage. And now Zeri is given so much space and freedom to work with that Cloud9 have to find a lead early, because if they do not have that mid-game momentum, then they do not have the means to beat Dignitas to the punch with these objectives, to beat them in terms of being able to set up objectives first.
And in terms of Gangplank, we haven't seen a lot of this champion since the changes, because it took a lot of the power out of the early laning prowess that Gangplank had. But it did put some power back into scaling, and you have to build crit now if you want to get some of that scaling. Between how the damage scales with your passive, that was one of the big changes they made the Gangplank. And Gamsu, historically, he went for this weird, like, Divine Sunder and Amiramana build with the PG run that we saw from his Gangplank last year.
Yeah.
So really curious to see if that ends up swapping up for Gamsu to get access to more of that crit scaling that GPS now.
I mean, my favorite GP build is just full crit. You know, Essence Reaver, Collector. Yeah, it's the Bradley GP build. Well, regardless of the GP build, it's all going to be down to the gameplay and the team play, as Dignitas has showed exemplary coordination and team fight playmaking potential. It is now match point for Dignitas Academy and up to Cloud9 whether they can make one last stand and make a push for a reverse sweep.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
We have to take a deep breath here, Rafa, as for C9 down 0-2. I'm surprised that the C9 account didn't tweet out the Alex Penn tweet. I feel like it was, you know, might be time.
On brand.
Yeah, summon some power for the Academy squad here, trying to make their way into Grand Finals of PG early. But it would be fun having them as a raid boss in the lower half of the bracket. As at the moment, we will see if this early game focus on C9 can pay off this time around. As they have the ability to make plays with the Poppy, you have the Tristana Rakan bot lane to try and really attack the Sarayumi, who have gone for double exhaust, realizing the all-in potential that this Tristana has. But at the moment, it feels like Dignitas, they might be the ones making the first move. This is going to be a late invade onto the blue buff of C9.
So now what I want to ask Cubby, as we see this late blue invade erupt, actually, I'm going to see how this plays out. Shaden is pushed off, cannot contest. Darshan and Copy cannot rotate on over. At this point, Shaden is going to attempt to look for the flip and see if he can outsmite Perry on the play. And it's going to be close. If he combos this with his E, now clean stuff. And so Shaden,
really
instead of just dropping the attempt to go for the play, is now wasted time, as now has to start on his first camp, whereas Perry gets to clean out 2 camps by the time he finishes up his clear. Shaden still has a bottom jungle quadrant to look for, but in terms of making plays on the bottom side of the map, Shaden will be relatively down in experience versus Perry.
And also, this is scouting for Dig to know where that enemy jungler is. So the bot lane now knows the timer that Shaden's most likely to come is. There is no Q for the Volibear. So this is surprising to me.
I think Copy is just making sure that, I don't think he has the stun. More than likely he would have taken the W going for that clear.
Yep, there was no Q.
Yeah, but for Perry, crossing the mid lane, had to do it so that he can deny Shaden all 3 quadrants of jungle access for resources. So now the play for Shaden, if he wants to make any, is to leverage the lethality of Destiny and King in this early lane setup.
That's the only play. It's to go bot or to get some of the camps that were taken from you early so that you can go contest the respawn on the top side way later. So Perry, I mean, the power of Volibear, again, part of what I really like of what Dignitas Academy has done is that they're making things comfortable for their newest player. The one that has the least experience in this very experienced team for an Academy squad is Gamsu.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, level 4. But Perry, he is someone that, as a rookie jungler, usually see these rookie junglers that are very mechanically talented, and then teams help them become smarter. Perry is a really smart jungler that loves to play stuff like the Volibear, the Udyr, and really lean on the good decisions that Perry makes in the game to find advantages. Dignitas have really built a team identity around that for Proving Grounds, and it's really helped Perry feel comfortable, and it's paid off for the team as a whole, as Perry, he's just destroyed the early game clear in this one.
But now Shaden has looked for the only play that he can make. The Ignite is ticking down. Does Neo go down? Yes, he does. Thanks to the Ignite of Destiny, they claim first blood for C9.
That was the only option for Shaden. He got 3 quadranted, so going bot there. Burning Flash, that's the only response. Shaden hits it. Dignitas a little bit too close to the wall. Nice play coming out from Shaden and C9.
Just great perseverance from Shaden to be able to just wait for the play and wait for an opportunity. Yes, this puts him down in terms of just camps, but so far Perry has not been able to make a sizable impact on the map with this lead so far. He's going to try to make it now as he wraps into Shaden, trying to catch him on the respawn of both this Gromp and Wolves, and Shaden knowing that he doesn't have Flash. Perry has that Flash Summoner Spell advantage on him. He has the level advantage, but Coffee's rotating first. Darshan also has the collapse before Gamsu does, so Perry might have invaded far early before the rest of his solo lanes can collapse, and Cloud9 are punishing.
It's just not a play you can go for there as Perry. I mean, props to Shaden. He did buy a lot of time with how he played the earlier part of that one. But that's disastrous now because Gamsu, that lane's froze onto him, so he has to base and TP back. Perry loses the lead that he had early. As now Shaden's able to get the respawn camps that Perry was trying to punish, and Perry's going to clean out his top side, which hasn't been touched yet. That means that it's lower camp values at the moment. So that play from C9 and Shaden's huge for making sure they get back into this game on the top side, as well as the bot side where he's already found a lead.
And it's why Shaden is now at the same level as Perry, because of the respawn XP value of both the Gromp and Wolves, far better than the camps that Perry are picking up right now on this red quadrant. And the fact that Shaden has been showing increasing signs of just mental fortitude and being able to bounce back after rough games. We've seen it happen during his Academy debut this summer split, where after a tough game, it seemed like Shaden was not in the right headspace. But the fact that Shaden is being able to show that, hey, I can still look for ways to punish the game, I still know my win cons, I can still look for plays and just try to be optimistic about a punish from Dignitas. But now it is Shaden that might be getting caught out. Perry and Insanity working hand in hand.
Wow.
And this time when Insanity is on your side, you can ensure that the play is successful.
Holy cow, Insanity. His ability to follow up with this Ahri. And Perry's ability to just, say, hey, I'm flashing in. We got this play. This is an easy call for the two of us. Really nice work from the new mid-jungle duo here for Dignitas in this tournament.
Insanity has been so huge for Dignitas. I don't think we can state it enough. This time, when Perry wants to make the play, Insanity is in the right position at the right time so that they can work hand in hand. And Shaden, still down a flash, cannot escape out of it.
Very sound, very well played by Dig. As we saw in the last game, when they got behind, they did have this ability to still make plays to come back. Perry did get them an early lead, but that was turned on by C9. It's been them making the plays to try and get back in this one. As Neo will escape here. Not Blast Cone. It's, wow, not burned here by Dignitas.
Yeah, Gamsu firing off the cannon barrage to make sure that Cloud9 were deterred in their attempt to lock down Neo. Shaden stealing away the crab. There's still a dragon to contest for, but neither team really in position to go for it at the moment. And I want to look forward ahead as we're still in the laning phase. We're still in the early parts of the game, but we're 30 seconds away from a Rift Herald. In the past 2 games, it has been Dignitas that were successful in the ones being able to rotate first for it. The second game, Cloud9 actually had the first roam over, and because bottom lane had committed both Neo and JJ over, King got a lot of resources for himself, and I don't think you can afford to make the same plan when King is on someone like Tristana.
And, you know, it's really only one frontliner now for Dig, which is a very big change-up from what we've seen the last couple of games. As Gamsu playing the Sejuani, now playing the Gangplank. It's a bonus damage dealer where C9 overextends. You can punish, but it is a lack of frontline. It makes it a lot easier for Tristana to get through these champs. Darshan on Mega.
Hops on out, clears out the last of this minion wave.
Still Rift.
Still has the rest of his team, as you say, securing the Rift Herald. Cloud9 in a much better spot than they were in Game 1 or relatively Game 2.
And there was no response on the bot side either, as Perry was just there to make sure that his top laner was safe. But that's free Rift. Tristana loses out on some CS as the wave is, you know, middle of the map, but it's not like plates are going over to this Zeri, so C9 just straight up winning out on that first Rift wave. Really important for them.
That is the limitation of this current bottom lane setup, because JJ can't necessarily roam on Yuumi as freely if you get caught out in rotation or if you're not safely on someone else's back. You are not going to make that great of an impact being able to contribute to the Rift Herald. But Dignitas now have this moment to rotate on over. They have the mid-wave push. Shaden is not on the bottom quadrant yet. Copy is moving on over. And Cloud9 know that there is a 4-man dive about to come on in. But how fast can they outplay it? Darshan has no teleport. He cannot affect the fight. Gomsu doesn't have Cannon Barrage, but they could make it happen. Destiny with a 3-man knock-up. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough. No damage left available. Shaden and Copy now finally here. Shaden has the ball onto him, but he cannot get in range for the Shockwave combo to follow on up. And Dignitas spacing themselves out to dodge Copy's Shockwave.
And that's the power of the Volibear. As, again, Dignitas, they're one of the few teams playing this pick in this tournament, but Perry knows, like, hey, I just turn off this turret. Doesn't matter that Rakan just hit 6. We have 4 members. We can go. We can make it happen. That's exactly what Dignitas do.
2-2 now on the board, Cubby. It's still just under 1,000 gold lead for Cloud9. But we talked about the importance of being able to slam Neo and JJ. You can't just make the one gank successful. You can't put them down to kill. You have to put them out of commission.
And that is the importance for C9, but even more props now to Dignitas for, you know, trying to make sure this bot lane gets back in the game, gets back ahead. It's Perry Insanity. This is off the Rift play, right? C9 just invested everything into the top side to make sure that Rift Herald was taken cleanly. That means that there is power bot. Their bot lane reset first, so they come and attack on that wave that their bot lane's back. That's just a really textbook call and response from Dignitas to make sure they get something else. I'd still say it's a trade down overall in the play. We haven't seen what C9's gotten out of the Rift Herald yet, but they're trading to help out their biggest win con, which is Zeri Yuumi getting the 3 items. So still a very nice play from Dignitas.
And we talked about how important it was last week when Dignitas were still implementing Perry better into their roster, that their prior drafts were all about getting Perry the Volibear. Now, Cloud9 forcing the hand onto Dignitas. Perry has JJ in his back pocket. So he's able to walk on out. Also credit to Gomsu for the Cannon Barrage. It slows the invade from Cloud9 and forces them to retreat.
I think that's enough of a chunk though to make sure that they don't actually get the dragon. That's really big for Dignitas now, because those were cooldowns burned by C9. That was a Poppy ult taken away now from Shaden. And you can see Perry and JJ are now linked up as the cat and the bear. They're going to be taking down this dragon.
They're on vision, but as you said, because the resources were expended already from Cloud9, we're forced to reset. They're going to be late to the dragon. Gonna use Swiper's, vocabulary here. Cloud9 tickling their way on into the pit to see if they can look for and engage.
They got to turn.
Darshan is also here.
Yeah,
he teleported down bottom. Gomsu will not be here, and Dignitas might have to scram, but they look for an opportunity onto Shaden. A flash forward from Neo, one more burst fire, and they take out the jungle for Cloud9.
Let's Copy too.
Say, okay, we're gonna get the dragon on the other side, but Copy's now in danger. Charm connects, and the Stormbreaker ensures they can dive the tower with impunity. Copy, no way to survive.
And I love the call from Dig. C9 approaching Dragon split. Dignitas say, hey, we don't need that objective, but we can get kills. They turn as a team, they make the decision together, and they punish.
And Dignitas recognizing that it is Cloud9, the ones on the timer, not necessarily Dignitas. If you can expedite the process of which this composition comes online, looking at you, Neo and JJ, if those two are involved in kills, if they're involved in assists and they get local gold, oh man, the win con, it gets accelerated.
Oh. Barry uses the sweeper to get himself out safe. I like that, but again, this is a split approach. Darshan TP to the bot tower. Poppy Shaden, they're on the top side of the river. Dignitas, they have an Ahri, they have a Yuumi. Just press R and turn. It's a great play from them. It's like a rocket scientist to figure this out. It's just a good play. And the charm connecting, and that's just icing on the cake. Just make sure they're able to find a second kill.
This now puts Dignitas still somewhat tied with Cloud9. But the fact that they are denying Cloud9 the ability to leverage a massive snowball, which what we talked about being incredibly important for Cloud9 to do against the composition that Dignitas have drafted for themselves since the beginning of the game, it means that Cloud9 are starting to run out of time.
I think the big thing as well is just the fact that King, Destiny, they do have the item advantage at the moment, but this is going to be a base from Neo, and we should see a shield bow or very close to the likes of it in the inventory now for the Zeri. Yeah, it is picked up. So we did talk about this Rakan as having kill pressure early. They were able to make that one really sound play with Shaden. to make sure that this one at least was able to be a good start to the bot lane for C9, but they haven't gotten much else. They will get first brick now on the Tristana, but we don't feel like this is a lead that's big enough for the Trist, given how hard Zeri scales with Infinity Edge and Phantom Dancer. It's just not enough for C9. They need to look for more.
Oh, Perry's just going for the engage, knowing that Kabi has no summoner spells. The bear and the cat is enough damage. Shockwave pulls him right on back. It might be enough to save Kabi. A dash from Destiny giving him the extra shield and the movement speed to walk on out alive. But when you were talking about the lead that Dignitas or Cloud9 are not able to surmount, why most of that is not able to come into play? It's off of Insanity. And now he's going to be the one to see. Okay, Insanity waiting for Coffee to step out now. He's just going to go for the guaranteed kill. Coffee has no way out of this, and now he gets the reset on the Spirit Rush, and he can go right back on in. Threatening, it's a Trauma to Shaden, and Dignitas, once again, it's off the back of David Insanity Chal, making sure to find the necessary picks to create those numbers advantage, and now Dignitas get to take the Rift Herald as a prize.
It sure as hell is looking like a 3-0. Oh, hold on, the cat's dead.
Oh, yeah. JJ's gone. Parry, no flash available. Neo is going to perform the lightning crash and get 3 hits on the King before he's forced to rocket jump away. Yes, JJ goes down, but Darshan is now in a world of hurt. Neo is going to try and locate Darshan. Darshan might just have to execute the tower. There's no way out of this one.
Yeah, he can't survive it either. It's going to go over to the Zeri as Neo, more kills. And yeah, okay, Insanity, he's the one that makes the big difference in this fight on the Ahri, but I want you to watch in the replay how Gamsu and Perry played out too. Like, they have no exit for this pit. They just go stand in the back of it, wait for Insanity to finish copy, and then turn off Gangplank Call, which C9 then has to run out of. So, yeah, Insanity's the one making the plays, but the way the team's playing around it too, waiting, this is Dignitas playing as a 5-stat. And this is a team that has come together so late in the season. I mean, they were not together as a squad until Proving Grounds started. They're playing the better team League of Legends at the moment, Rafa. And that is really a big surprise to me coming into the series against C9.
And normally we love to talk about, individuals rather than just a 5-man team. But this is one of the few times that we have seen in Proving Grounds history where all 5 individuals just know everyone's win condition, everyone's strengths and weaknesses, and is just spatially aware of where everyone is at the exact moment and knowing when to turn without needing to really mutter things up in comms, in communication, because that seems to be the difference. As Insanity probably going to get another clean solo kill in a tower. Oh, but it's not enough damage, and Darshan is there for the collapse. It's a huge shutdown over for the top laner Cloud9.
Told you he was dead.
He just didn't specify which one.
Yeah, shield value there for Coffee, not bad. As that will be a bit of a mistake there from Insanity. No TP available. That said, Dragon goes over to C9. It's their second Dragon, but still the biggest win condition. Where's Neo at on the item board? Neo is feeling damn good still, as just pick up another tower to his name. We'll clean up that wave, and we'll be pretty close to a Phantom Dancer on his next base.
Observers, if you can toggle the goal, you can get a check to see where everyone is in terms of individual gold standings. It's still neck and neck in terms of overall team gold disparity, but in a moment, I imagine we'll be able to see where everyone else is lying in. We're about to hit 20 minutes, a couple minutes away. 2 dragons have been taken off the table for Cloud9. It's going to be a Cloud Soul this game, so more movement speed is ready for rotations and just being able to jump on top of enemy opponents if they are too far overextended. This Rift Herald coming for the crash. Good keeper's verdict.
Will prevent the mid-outer from going over, but still, Dignitas, they're the ones trying to get this Zeri going into the game. Dig don't want to take any fights at the moment. Tristana is ahead in items, and I think this is a really strong point of the game for C9, given where just Poppy on the first tank item. Looks like Tristana's at 2, obviously being ahead of the curve, and then looking like Poppy's pretty close to finishing up his. So I don't think Dignitas wants to fight at the moment, and I like the fact that Perry just looking for postures, looking to take away some camps. Dig trying to slow things down. I think they're really just waiting for Zeri to get to that 3-item point, where things will become very hectic for C9.
The 2 dragons to Cloud9's name have given them a little bit of a buffer so that they can try and force Dignitas to come into fights. Maybe not on the 3rd dragon, but on the 4th one if they are approaching Soul Point.
Yeah, it is Cloud Soul. So that, honestly, it's a great role for Dig. They're just kind of chilling. As, again, for Dignitas, all eyes go towards the inventories right now. Can they get their carries ahead of the curve? At the moment, C9's carries are ahead of the curve. I think that's the big difference in making sure that Dignitas doesn't want to take any fights, especially given the scaling they have on their side.
Perry is waiting outside of Fog of War. He's going to show himself. Perry. This is very scary. Dignitas. Half HP gone on the jungler, but thankfully there's no real objective to play for, so it's not an insane punish that Cloud9 are able to amount. Baron is up in the next 8 seconds, but Cloud9 are not in position to start it up anytime soon, despite a numbers advantage. So Dignitas is going to go back to trying to chill as much as they can. As you said, Cubby, for Dignitas, just trying to stall the game out as long as possible for Neo Zeri.
And keep in mind, I mean, it's not only Neo's Zeri. This time, it's also Gamsu's Gangplank. Gangplank scales harder after the changes they made. They gave him more scaling to crit in his kit, so... I mean, time is really the friend of Dignitas here. They have a 1k gold advantage. Yes, they are down 2 dragons, but with a Cloud Soul, it really cares. It's all about making sure that Baron is not taken. They can keep on funneling resources into the people that matter for them.
Cannon Barrage trying to evaporate this minion wave. The teleport's coming in because Cloud9 know that there is a flank coming in. Insanity finds a Charmer to shade it, but it's not the backline that they want. But the damage from JJ and Perry! The last chapter! Attempting to write the last chapter in for Cloud9's journey in the upper bracket. Insanity looking for the charm. Instantly cleansed by Coffee, but he's still got nowhere left to run.
Neo.
Dignitas completely turning it on its head. He scaled the wall. He's got the parkour. He's looking for the burst fire onto Darshan and Destiny. They get out alive, but I imagine Dignitas is going to take far more than just 3 kills off the map.
And it's the decisive calls, decisive turns from Dignitas is that Cannon Barrage does so much damage to C9 and then Perry. He just goes in, him and Insanity pump through C9 as a duo. I mean, just take away 2 members of the fight before it even starts. And then you have Ahri, Zeri in a chase scenario. It's too damn good for Dignitas and Rafa. What a quick series Digger put together. This is a 3-0 against C9 as Dignitas Academy, a team. They weren't playing together until the start of PG. They're taking down a team that we postured as, hey, we have a clear top 3 in Academy. It is TL, 100 Thieves, and C9. Dignitas have taken down 2 out of those 3 teams on their path to Grand Finals already.
Dignitas are at the point where it is just a couple objectives away from being able to close out this game. And I know, Cubby, you're calling it. I'm very much in line. Yeah,
it's game. This is game. It's going to have to be a big mistake from Dignitas in order for it to go.
It would have to be a series of unfortunate events, but I don't know if Lemony Snicket can write a more disastrous script for Dignitas at this point. They have everything set up in place to close out this game. Perry turns on the knock, but they punt away Perry, and JJ was knocked off. And Insanity is there as well. Insanity.
Oh my God, Gamsu.
Wait, Insanity still got on alive! And Neo gets to fire more! I thought it was a turnaround for Cloud9, but the Dignitas have proven me wrong once again. They're the ones walking away with the dubs.
Oh my goodness, Gamsu's Gangplank just going off in that fight, Rafa, as he got a kill off Collector and then another beautiful double barrel from him. Again, I mean, this game, Dignitas, they're champs, they have scale. Neo, after this Baron push, will have Infinity Edge. Gamsu will have LDR after this push, and they're already winning fights like this, and I love the decisiveness again. Perry on the Volibear, he knows his limits. This guy, so comfortable on this champion, sees Coffee, sees no flash, and him and Insanity are just like, yeah, we go.
Oh, Darshan is about to get locked up here, trying to go Mega for the extra bonus health. Wallops him in, scoops up Perry, Stormbreaker disables the turret, no more turret shots available. Neo just gets to pepper them down once again. He's got the burst fire, lightning crash available as well. And Dignitas are just continuously delivering blow after devastating blow against Cloud9 and their base.
And C9, there's no response at this point. They just have to wallow in fear of the Gangplank. Dignitas trying to pull this through as they have the bot inhibitor at half.
Dignitas looking for potentially the last push. King gets picked off by Insanity, but he is traded on out alongside JJ to Cloud9. Cloud9 are going to hold up the defenses of the base and hold the line for now. Dignitas still massively ahead, 6,000 gold, but it's one moment that Cloud9 get to breathe a little bit. We get to take a look back at the replay once again.
Look at Gamsu. That's a big double barrel on the copy. Hits another one that hits both Destiny and Shaden. And keep in mind, while that's going on, Darshan and King, they can't push through that choke, and you can't blame them with a cannon barrage and all the barrels coming in from Gangplank. So a really nice setup from Dig. They do push a little bit too hard on that bot inhibitor turret, as Shaden, another really nice keeper's verdict from him, does make things better. But still, to get back into the game, it's a 6K gold lead for Dignitas, Rafa.
As we said before in the draft, this composition for Dignitas outpaces the one of Cloud9. It outdamages the one from Cloud9. So at this point, Cloud9 are just hoping for strings of unforced errors from Dignitas that they can punish, because there's reset potential for King's Tristana. There's massive burst available for Copy the later the game goes on this Shockwave. But those tools, those conditions are so difficult to meet, so difficult to execute, especially against a squad like Dignitas, who have rose to the occasion in every single series they have played in Proving Grounds so far. They have quelled the doubts and the concerns of anyone who said, how are you going to make a Proving Grounds run with a roster that was half-handed to you at the very last minute? Well, Dignitas are here to answer.
Exceeding expectations. Something that Dig even did in the spring. They took 6th in the Academy regular season. Everyone had them 10th. They were the last roster formed. This time around, Dig, they don't even have a roster. That's quite a game before PG starts. They're about to book their tickets to the grand finals. What else can you do? What are they going to say now? You know, one of those memes coming out. I think that Dig, Deos, and the squad, they've really ran with having that chip on their shoulders. It feels like this is a team that embraces being doubted. And now, who else is going to doubt them now? After what they've done in Proving Grounds, getting the grand finals, 1 or 2 good team fights away from making it a sound 3-0 against C9.
Albeit a miracle for Cloud9. Dignitas, as you said, few moments away from being able to cement themselves into the grand finals, being able to be the farthest they've ever been, not only in Proving Grounds, but also the Academy playoffs in years past. And when you look at some of the players, the longest standing players on this roster, this is a roster that's come together at the very last minute.
JJ, man.
And it's JJ. JJ has been with Dignitas ever since 2021. After being given up by FlyQuest, having a chance in the LCS, being sent back to the Academy, being sent over to Dignitas Academy, and having to deal with multiple roster changes over the past 2 years, JJ has stood through it all. And he has been the man that says, if you need me to die for the team, I will die for the team. But he has corralled them. He has dealt with rosters that involved multiple other experienced members or a team of 4 rookies. And he has always been able to lead them with success.
One of the big parts about bringing in Insanity was to help JJ with some of those leadership responsibilities too. And seeing some of the calls that Insanity and Perry made this game, they've been fantastic. It's now Gamsu. Oh, that was a necessary flash. Darshan still putting up a fight in this one. Wants to make sure that C9 still have a chance, but man, C9, this control around Baron, it's so difficult for them at the moment as Dignitas. They don't care about this dragon. All their chips are on the Baron side. And I think this is the right call for Dig.
Couple moments, couple things that Cloud9 can look for despite this massive goal deficit. Darshan has to go Mega. Coffee has to find a Shockwave onto Neo. King has to go off in these fights. Dignitas not taking any chances. They know the lead that they are playing with. They know how to play the slow game. They know how to close out games well. And so they are not taking any risks in cementing their grand finals appearance.
One tower falling. And we'll see if they start up the Baron here, as no one is showing on bot wave. I think that's what Dignitas are waiting for. If someone shows on bot wave here, I think that's when they started, but not the case. C9 respecting the power that Dignitas have taking on this Baron. And that big item spike we were talking about this entire game. Zeri with the Infinity Edge. That has hit. But, in response, I will say, King has really been funneled this game.
Yes.
320 creeps at the 29-minute mark. He is ahead of the power curve when it comes to Zeri. And keep in mind, levels on Tristana, that does give you more range. Very important. This champ scales very well into the later stages of the game. And it's King's champion. This guy has won championships in OPL. The winningest player in OPL history. A lot of those came from his Tristana play. He is on comfort this game. And if anyone's going to get C9 out of this scenario, get them into a game 4, it's got to be King stepping up.
For Academy history lovers, one of the most storied Cloud9 games in the Academy playoffs was Game 4 against Evil Genius's Academy, and King just being able to stall the game out with his Ziggs.
Here we go.
A different champion, but the same scenario. Dignitas now starting up the Baron. Cloud9 have to play around King. Protect the King, let the King reign. But Dignitas,
that's a big keeper's verdict.
Half of the team is punted out, and King can go off in this fight. Shockwave, but it's dodged out by Insanity. But Neo's poured it into a wall, and King has isolated Neo. Can he look for the resets off of this one? Gomsu with another double barrel. Chunks out Destiny's health bar. But the rest of Cloud9 are not able to stop the Baron. They take out Neo as an exchange.
It's still worth it for the side of Dig, but almost a spicy scenario there. On the side of C9, as again, Shaden. He might be 1-5-3 on the scoreboard, but these keepers' verdicts are what is keeping C9 in this game.
Cloud9, sometimes, even with this deficit, find themselves so close to being able to find a moment to upset the odds that are currently stacked against them. We have pretty much called it for Dignitas to close out this series, but they are taking a reserved and risk-free approach to it. Darshan still looking for pressure. King is brought on over.
No flash.
They're going to get a pick
flash.
on Gomsu. Good punish on the fact that Gomsu's flash was down after the last 1v1 Darshan had with Gomsu on the bottom side of the map. Perry and JJ now looking for a re-engage potential. Neo and Insanity are following suit, but it's already a buster shot from King that punts him away. But King still has flash, still has cleanse available, gets exhausted down. But it's not enough movement speed from Perry and JJ to lock him down quite yet, but they are committed for the long chase potentially, as Shaden is on the bottom side of the map.
No way. We're gonna see Insanity actually go for this? He's gotta check too many brushes, yeah. He's spotted there, Insanity, smart to take the long path. Oh boy.
Dude,
hold your breath, guys.
This game would absolutely be wild for Cloud9.
Okay.
To find a momentous occasion here. But Dignitas do not press their luck any further.
And for Dig, again, I think the big difference in these few team fights, it's been the keeper's verdicts from Shaden. Because he turns this fight into a 5v4, 5v3, C9 pounce on the side of Dignitas. And it hasn't allowed for Dig to get these setups where you have Harry running into C9, or you have Gomsu connecting with these big barrels. That we saw give Dignitas so much success. And now, Dig have gotten to that scenario that C9 were hoping for, Rafa, which is you have to fight us at this dragon. It is a Cloud Soul. I think that Dignitas has the option to still not fight this if they do not want to, but we will see what the call is for each of these teams.
Destiny had popped the Shirelia's battle song, thinking that they found a pincer onto Neo. But man, oh man, look at the pincer from Perry. He has found the back line onto... Can he find King though? But he still has Flash and Cleanse, but he uses it after Insanity finds him. He buster shots away. Buster shotting the backline of Dignitas, but Neo has already found Destiny on the back end. Now the rest of Cloud9, they are getting ready to regroup and repoise. Dignitas, like you said before, they don't necessarily care about the dragon. They care more about knocking down the turrets that obstruct them way to entering into the grand finals and taking out Cloud9, sending them to the lower bracket. Dignitas shifting their position over to the bottom side of the map, where Gomsu has to respond to Darshan's push in the top side.
Still is going to be that Dragon 9 though for Dig, as they recover on the map. It's good to see them making a play where they're the ones that are deciding to take the engage. I think that's really what has given C9 the hardest time. When Perry and JJ just sync up and create angles, create fights onto the C9 squad. I think when C9 are allowed to play around this keeper's verdict, they've actually found themselves some winning angles. I think that's the big one that Dig has to take away moving forward. That, and making sure that King doesn't get a pop-off. Because again, King, items, this game's gotten a little bit too long for the side of Dignitas. And that really has allowed King and Compy to get these big item thresholds that Dig would have not been dealing with. They played a couple of the earlier pushes a little bit cleaner.
Right, and even though Neo is at the time where Zeri is very terrifying, King still has an item advantage. Parry and Insanity alongside JJ, looking for a pincer. Charm lands on the shade and no flash available.
So good.
Oh, the charm is so beautiful. Keeper's verdict, doesn't keep him alive. He has enough movement speed. Insanity forced to use the Spirit Rush. And he lands the charm. Shaden is knocked down. Almost looking momentum for Cloud9 to survive that engage. It's now a numbers advantage. Baron isn't up for another minute and 30. Darshan once again pushing through the bottom side of the map, forcing someone to respond.
Darshan just in full rage split mode. I think that's warranted is now. Oh boy.
Bamsu didn't even have a chance to flash away. Destiny just making a great pick. Neo right into Darshan's face, trying to see if he can lock him down. Parry and JJ have the angle to pincer onto him. There's a blast cone available. Darshan hits it, but Parry is knocked up alongside him. Can't hop over the wall, and Darshan is done for far too long. Doesn't have a chance to flash. There's a minute before Baron. Is it enough time for King to get out? Because now Parry and JJ are looking for him. They spotted him out. King has to run.
Boy.
Destiny, you might have to be used to bail your ADC out, but King has nowhere else to go unless he can evade vision lines. But Neo's waiting right on top of it. It's just a 1v1. Exhaust has come out, but there's a lot of damage on the King. But before the extendo beam, the ultra shock laser shockwave, preemptively from Coffee tries to stop Parry and JJ from blocking him down, but they burned everything.
Insanity.
For King, and King is gone, and Insanity's coming in for the cleanup. Charm, Spirit Rush, right on the Compy. He's used everything. There's nothing to save him now. And now with this numbers advantage, 20 seconds away from Baron, we're looking for the winning fight from Dignitas. That could be enough to cement the game, to cement themselves in the grand finals. And this could have been it, Cubby.
They don't want the Baron. They do want the game now, Rafa. A little bit split. Okay. Yeah, just take the Baron. Yeah, you have to fight too many structures. Take the big purple worm.
Oh my goodness.
I got a little bit nervous there for a sec. It's going to be the Baron.
It's so difficult for both teams. And Dignitas, you can tell that this win would mean so much to them, that they're taking every careful step. Even if they could have potentially closed out the game, they are not taking any chances and guaranteeing their chance to play in grand finals.
Okay, I mean, Baron was the right call there, as things are getting hectic in this game. And I gotta say, for C9, I think making things hectic like this, that is the right call. They've bought time for King and Compy, with Darshan really fully committing to these side lanes, and C9 really committing to finding these picks to at least get items on their carries. It still is going to be a lot to overcome, as Dignitas still have an 8K gold lead now, and the items have come in for their carries as well. As Zeri, while being a full item behind Trist, you are still Zeri, still do a bunch of damage in the later stages of the game. Yumi has Redemption and Staff of Flowing Water. That's massive, as that will really benefit the people around Zeri. And Gamsu, Infinity Edge and Stopwatch for the Gangplank. The scaling of Dignitas is fully online. Now they just have to execute the last play and book their ticket into Grand Finals.
Wait, Darshan is pushing on the top side of the map. How far are they going to go? Parry has stopped the recall. They have Baron buff. Oh my god.
We get us too? What's this?
Are we getting a base race here? Wait, Darshan is just going to risk it all to go against a 1 versus a 5-on-4.
Insanity.
Parry going for the Stormbreaker. They're just going for the game ending, but Darshan, can he make the call? He's going to try and stop the base, or he's just going to go for the base end, but it's too late. Dignitas sever the first time in history for this organization. They are going to the Proving Grounds Grand Finals and making the appearance for an Academy Playoff Finals ever. Can you believe it, Cubby? This is a roster half-handed, put together right before Proving Grounds.
Of all the results that I was expecting today,
oh my god,
this was not the one. This was the least likely result that I had in mind. But the way that Dignitas played, and I mean especially Insanity in these games on this Ahri. The charm is what won the game there in the last second against King. King was not able to buffer it as the Tristana. It actually connected at max range for Insanity. And there were so many moments in this game. You can just go back and look. Hey, Insanity managed to find this play with Ahri. You know, Spirit Rush twice to get in range. Or, hey, this charm, this angle from Insanity was so good. I think he is what won them that game, too, on the Ahri. That was a game-winning flank that he found on the King. And the way that not only Insanity is playing, but the entire roster, too. Yeah. It's not like it's just any one member stepping up. It is great team calls from Dignitas, giving themselves good fights, good angles on the Rift in order to take down these teams, and they're executing. It's great to see. It's well-deserved they make it into the Grand Finals first.
From implementing Harry, their rookie jungler, into the fold, playing to his strengths and giving him the tools to flourish against a team like Cloud9 and even beforehand Team Liquid Academy as well. This roster has been nothing but continuously impressing and surprising us every single time they show up here on the Proving Ground stage. And they have now booked themselves a ticket to the Grand Finals, where they get to chill until next Wednesday. But for us, the broadcast is not over, as Kangas is going to be on the interview desk with JJ, the support of Dignitas Academy.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back for our post-series interview with the one, the only JJ, support for Dignitas Academy. Congratulations, JJ. 3-0 in the upper bracket finals to make it to the grand finals. I want to get your thoughts, first impression, knowing that you will be playing on the LCS stage next week for the Proving Grounds title.
I'm actually super excited to play on stage again. Like, I haven't played there since, you know, right before COVID, the Academy matches, we had one game on stage as well. But obviously, like, I won my inaugural split of Academy, and, like, playing in LCS before, I have a lot of good memories on that stage, so I'm just really excited to play there again.
Now, remind me, because there's a couple of younger players. Perry, this will be his first time on the stage. Am I missing anyone else? It might just be Perry, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, I think it's just Perry's first time, actually.
All right. Have you been coaching him at all? What advice do you have for Perry as he'll be stepping onto the LCS stage for the first time to play actual games?
I mean, nothing too different from what we do here. Like, I mean, even just playing online, like, being a rookie, I know that sometimes he gets nerves, and I think we all try to do a good job of, like, calming him down when we notice that he's getting flustered, or, like, just keeping each other in check as well. Just reminding each other, you know, take a deep breath. Everything's fine. Like, even if we screw up, doesn't matter. We move on. We make the next play.
It's a high-pressure environment to be in, especially with the announcement. Reminder, everybody at home, you can buy tickets to go watch. So with the expectation that there'll be a crowd there, you are in the finals up against one of 3 teams that you'll get to watch go, you know, below you in the bracket on their way to that finals. So, how does that affect mental for players going in? Do you still feel any nerves, you know, going into a big match like this? And how do you kind of help to temper those?
I mean, for sure. I think even today, even though a lot of our players are experienced and a lot of players on C9 are pretty experienced, I could tell that everybody, including our team, like their team, everybody was playing a little more nervous than usual, just because this is a pretty important match, like going straight into finals. So, I mean, for me personally, what I like to do is I like to meditate right before, or like an hour before matches for like 10 minutes, and just reminding everybody to take deep breaths. Like, it really does help soothe your body and then therefore your mind a bit.
I like that. It's very physical, very visceral. I feel like that's very important, like having the physical plus mental connection for the, you know, long gaming sessions, especially stressful gaming sessions. Outside of meditation, pro player, interesting fact that we had on your pro player card, and I've known this for a while, but maybe not everybody at home knows this, that you want to be a chef in the future. You know, once you accomplish what you aim to accomplish in League of Legends, moving on to that. So I want to ask you, in your experience as a future chef, what is similar between meal prep and being a support in League of Legends? How do those two things connect in your mind?
I'm struggling to find a direct, like, one-to-one connection. The only thing I would say is, like, they both put me into, you know, like a flow state where I can just focus on something, and it's something that I'm passionate about. And it kind of relaxes me a bit. So I guess in that way, I would say they're similar.
You said that you wanted to do Peruvian fusion. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts on Peruvian synchro and Peruvian link food?
Sorry, what was
That's
the first
a
one?
Yu-Gi-Oh joke. You don't have to answer that one.
Oh.
Okay, we'll move on to the next one. I wanted to give you the opportunity because Dignitas had a lot of roster changes between LCS and Academy, and it's amazing. It's impressive that Dignitas Academy is this far in Proving Grounds and will be at the finals. But I wanted to give you the opportunity to have a message for the players that were on Dignitas Academy throughout the summer split and unfortunately are not playing with the team here in Proving Grounds. So what message do you have for your teammates that are now watching from the sidelines as the team moves on to go for the championship?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's a shame that they couldn't be here playing with us, but I think, first of all, they've contributed to this win, or to getting to where we are, as much as the rest of us. And, you know, if they were here, I believe that we would still be here. And so, although their end to the season was a bit unfortunate, I'm sure that they'll have success in the next, in the upcoming year as well.
I'm very excited to watch their journey. Shout outs to Hoon, XU, and Spawn. Final question for you, JJ, before we say goodbye here. I've heard rumblings last spring in one of the first videos that Dignitas put out about the team. You were called Mama Bear, and I know that that's something we're trying to move past. We're trying to leave that behind and rebrand into something fresh going forward. So I got a couple options for you. All right, I pulled some of the other broadcast members here, and we're gonna see if you like any of these. Kelsey asks, how about Chef Bro, or more specifically Chef Bro 2, since you do have Gamsu up in the top lane right now?
Yeah,
thumbs up, thumbs down?
Not bad. I give it like an 8 out of 10.
Okay, 8 out of 10. That's fantastic. This next one, I apologize. Mazel asked, if not Mama Bear, how about Juicy Daddy?
I don't know if I'm feeling that one.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, not thinking it.
No, not that one. All right, fair enough. How about the last one? Master Duelist. Again, this is another Yu-Gi-Oh joke, but
that's a good
I have
one.
to go for it. Yeah?
No, that's good. I mean, I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh a lot when I was a teenager. I used to play in tournaments and stuff. That's where I got started playing. Like I was like 14, I would play versus like 18 and 20-year-olds, 18 to 20-year-olds at my locals and beat them up and take their money. It was good times.
That's amazing. That's been I've been on the receiving end of that in my locals lately. I've been getting my butt beat. Rafa's in my ear right now trying to ask another question. Yes, Rafa? Maestro Duelista. I butchered that.
That's, Master Duelist in Spanish.
Master Duelist. There we go. Thank you so much, JJ, for coming on and chatting with us. And best of luck going into your prep for the grand finals and a chance at being Proving Grounds champions.
Thank you.
All right, with that said, we'll bring back on the casters to close out the day. Okay, Rafa, can you say it so that everyone knows what it's actually supposed to sound like?
Maestro Duelista.
There we go.
Master Duelist.
Sounds so much better when you say it. But there you have it. 3-0 for Dignitas Academy. Incredible stuff coming in from the squad. And I'm happy that he said, look, he expects that the team would have done this, whether it was the original Dignitas Academy that we saw throughout the summer season. And to their credit, Cubby, they also looked incredible as they have now, where they had 3 kind of LCS swaps come in.
I mean, I think that, you know, whatever people play or participate in a team, wherever you get at the end of the year, everyone contributed to that in one way or another. So while it is a bummer to not see XU and Spawn, I gotta say, I think that maybe the style that Dignitas has adopted would have never came to fruition if it wasn't for Gamsu and Perry stepping in. And these are guys that historically Gamsu always known for tank play, no matter which game he's playing professionally. And also Perry, like on the Udi or on the Volibear, playing these controlled junglers and going for these aggressive paths that he has been going for. I think has really helped shape an identity for Dignitas that has been sound in this tournament. I think that's the one thing they've really had on the other teams is that not only is their identity sound, it's unique to them. So they're always going to play with information advantage because no one else is going to play against Volibear jungle, Udyr jungle, Trundle jungle consistently. The likes of which Perry is pulling out. So I think that's really helped Dignitas in this tournament. The players have stepped up. They have an identity. They're playing damn good league, and they're a team well deserving to be in our grand finals. And we're just going to have to see who makes it to them through the lower bracket, because our 3 top seeds in the tournament are all sitting down there right now.
Yes, and that is the craziest part, is that only one can challenge. But let's bring back on our guest Swiper here to help close out the day, because I'd love to get his thoughts as well. Swiper! Hate to call you out. And you or no, it was Joshi, actually. Joshi said Cloud9. Cubby, I never got your prediction, but they did not take the series.
Exist.
Yeah, it did not exist. But Swiper, what are your thoughts on the series as a whole and Dignitas Academy's look?
Yeah, I mean, I think Cubby had some really good points on like Dig finding their identity and like playing to their strengths, like especially this series. I was expecting a C9 win, and I did expect like a little bit more from them, but I think Dig capitalized on like what C9 had to give and offer. And they just played the fights really well, you know. It seemed like they had like good like they had synergy around the map essentially, like with the team fights and just moving. Like obviously the third game was a bit of a long, like close game. Maybe it shouldn't have been that long, but I think they'll probably go back to the drawing board and just like analyze. Like they probably should have started Baron a lot faster in a lot of situations. Yeah. But outside of that, I think they did play really clean, especially like Insanity and Neo. I was like, a lot of praise for them guys. Like Insanity versus 3-0 Silas in the second game, and solo kills him somehow. So it's just, yeah, it was good form from the guys, and yeah, it was fun to watch today.
I'm happy that you were here with us on this journey as well. Thank you, Swiper, for spending the time with us. So let's move on and actually catch up on stuff that happened last week as well, as we have our Samsung Fast 5 for Week 3 stats, where we compare and look at the most impressive stats from every player that competed. Right now, what's jumping out to you? Swiper, I actually want to get your thoughts on this one again. When you look at these numbers, we got top lane jungle, mid bot support, and, you know, associated stats times, right? You know, fastest item transformation, fastest 100 CS, etc. What's jumping out to you as like, okay, that is absurd, that's crazy?
I mean, like pretty much, I guess this is like a show of individual skill in laning phase, I guess. I think there's like Bradley surprised me as well. This guy always surprises me. Like he just changed to the role and he's already at the top of academy, you know. I think like I mean, all of them are pretty good. I think mid, all these guys getting mythics around the same time. I think this stat is probably pretty consistent, but
it's competitive.
Yeah, it is like all of these are quite competitive when you do look at it, I guess.
Yeah, Cubby, I feel like we never have one that's this competitive. Like, usually there's at least one outlier, but now as I look at it, I'm like, yeah, they're all very close, actually.
Yeah, we had a lot of games, you know, this past week. It's good to see some of our members stepping up. And I guess, you know, the FlyQuest bot lane, just all over the board. Unfortunately, couldn't lead to a win, but, you know, they won the spreadsheet in our hearts. That's the big one. Yeah,
that's the important part. And, I mean, we've even had this conversation, Rafa, about the fact that it matters less how far you go in Proving Grounds as opposed to how well you individually perform. Because it seems, honestly, now even more than last splits, it feels like there's more eyes on developing talent, on players. So you don't have to finish first as long as you do very well individually and have stand-up performances. Hey, people are watching. They'll notice.
The big thing for that is, if you're not winning Proving Grounds, you know, which is everyone who is coming into this tournament their first goal, then your next big goal is making the biggest impression you can while people are watching you. Because this is the most where you're going to have eyes on you, not just from the casual audience, the competitive and diehard fan base of League of Legends and LCS, but also people from the Academy squads, from the LCS squads, looking at the next generation of talent to see, hey, you know, if we get him to tweak this behavior or this certain pattern, or get him to expand champion pools, you know, whatever the coaches need to do to dissect and analyze appropriately a player's strengths and weaknesses. If they feel like there is a ceiling that can be tapped into there with enough cultivation, then this is the time to show what you're made of.
This is the time for everybody to step up and I was gonna prove their grounds. Nah, there's nothing there. Let's take a look at the upper bracket here so we can catch everybody up on what happened today. Dignitas Academy continue on to the championship best of 5 finals. Cloud9 Academy moved to the lower bracket, so let's take a look at that one next to catch everyone up on how things are shaping up down there. Cubby, you said it. Team Liquid, Honda, Immortals. Is that the banger you were talking about?
The lower bracket's the banger, man. Look at all these matchups. Like we have, if TL or 100 Thieves want to make it to the finals as our top 2 seeds, they have to go through each other. They have to go through, in the case of AoE Ginger Turmeric, a team that put 100 Thieves Academy in the lower bracket in the first place, and then they have to go through C9 to get to the big boss of Dignitas Academy. Really exciting lower bracket for PG. With our top 3 seeds down here and a couple challengers that have proven they deserve to have made it this far in the tournament. We'll see if they can prove they deserve to go further.
A lot of historic moments could be made. AoE Juju Tumor could be the first amateur team at a LAN if they win this best of 5 series, and the first into the top 3 since the first split that we had Proving Grounds, where no org made the run all the way and won the whole thing. And even on the other match, Team Liquid Honda, if they get knocked out, first seed very early, but also Immortals, they would still have an opportunity to go for a 4th or above finish, which they've had for the past like 3 splits. But they got to beat Team Liquid Honda to do that, which is like the #1 seed. It's crazy how hard it is to beat that team. So a lot on the line, of course, but that will all be continuing throughout this week as both lower bracket best of 5s will happen tomorrow and the next day. That's it for today. Thank you, Swiper, for coming on and being an amazing guest. What are you up to? Where can people find you? Now's your time to chill out.
I'm in Twitter, just at Swiper. Like, other than that, I'm pretty low key these days, just coaching. So I mean, it was a pleasure being on the broadcast. So I appreciate it, guys. You guys are all a pleasure as well. So it was fun. I'll be around.
We're happy to have you. We'll have to compare lifting techniques sometime, and maybe get a workout in sometime. Rafa, Cubby, as always, you two are fantastic. Love having you on the cast, on the broadcast. Cubby, happy we could get you in Game 2 onwards. Thank you to everybody in production for keeping the gears rolling. Thank you to our incredible producer, Kelsey, for always keeping us in line. Everybody in Twitch chat for hyping up your favorite players. They do it for you, and we do it for the players that put on the performance of themselves. We wouldn't have this whole ecosystem, this whole show, if it weren't for everybody trying to go pro in League of Legends North America. We'll be back with more Proving Grounds tomorrow as the lower bracket continues. See you there.